Hello and welcome back to another morning shower aha moment. My name is Suzanne and I am your intuition coach. So back in the day, I worked for a semiconductor company as an electronics technician. And one day, my engineering manager called me out of the fabrication area where I was working and told me to go to his office so he could give me an evaluation review. And I thought he was going to review me, but instead he began to vent about how he was feeling about his position as a section head of one of the best companies in the state. He then began to express his fear of being found out, that he really wasn't who everyone thought he was. He was convinced that one day he would be found out that he was a fraud. And he kind of laughed and said, I know I'm not really a fraud, and I've worked really, really hard for this position. And, on top of that, I have a degree to prove my worth. But I feel like any day I will be found out. And then he began to analyze his previous statement and began kind of backpedaling and saying, well, it must be I'm just having a stressful day, or, I'm really feeling pressured today. And then he looked at me and he asked me, do you ever feel this way? And I said, well, I'm just a peon here, one of the many technicians here. So I can kind of fly under the radar and keep my nose to the ground and just work hard without no one really noticing I'm here. You, on the other hand, are in the spotlight. I mean, you have meetings, pretty much regularly with the VPs and CEO of the company. You have a lot more riding on your performance than I do. Of course you feel pressure. I mean, it was a really cool conversation. And our meeting ended, and interestingly enough, I never got a full report on my evaluation, and I wondered if I was being evaluated at all. Or was I? So this conversation has never left me, and I realized that we all have an unconscious or conscious fear of being found out, that maybe we are not good enough when we try anything new or strive for a new challenge to up-level our careers or grow our relationships, or even when we are creating better health for ourselves. The voices creep into our mind. Who am I to think I can be so great? The word that comes to my mind when I hear my clients talk about this fear is the word fraud. And I'm reminded of this conversation from back in the day, and I'm reminded of the fear of feeling like a fraud. I mean, do you ever feel like a fraud? In your relationships, in your workplace, in what you're up to in the world? Do you ever feel like you are one step away from the rug being ripped out from beneath your feet, or feeling like the jig is up and you will be found out? What if you are truly not a fraud and these feelings still creep in? What do you do? Well, in that exact moment that the feeling creeps in, ask yourself some real honest questions. Say you're beginning a new relationship and you are getting to know this new person, and the feelings of you being a fraud begin to creep in. Ask yourself if you're hiding anything. Am I trying to be someone that I'm not? Am I manipulating the situation so that this person will think that I am smarter than I really am, or more interesting than I really am? If you answered yes, then maybe you are actually inauthentically puffing yourself up to get noticed. And what could you do differently? Well, maybe try telling a story about a really vulnerable time in your life when you kind of fell flat on your face, but you were able to rise above the situation, or tell about what you learned from the situation. A person will fall in love with your ability to be honest, but quickly realize how strong you are for rising, from the ashes, and you will become even more attractive to them. You will be expanding your presence in a way that is not superficially puffing up, but shows your authentic strength. And you can do this in business too. Instead of trying to, sell yourself, create a relationship of trust by sharing with your prospective client a time when you rose above adversity or a challenge. Your client will gain immediate trust because really all your prospective client wants from you is trust. Then you can deliver the goods, and between trustworthiness and delivering the goods, that will seal the deal. People will not receive you if they think you are a liar or you have secrets. And if you're manipulating them to sell something, people will know it. We cannot play the unconsciousness manipulation card any longer. So here's what's true. Most of us are not frauds, okay? But what most of us do a lot is hide our vulnerability and then overcompensate with shady and not so cute tactics that just don't work anymore. Okay, people can smell BS a mile away these days. Transparency is key, and the more comfortable you are with transparency, the better you will look and feel to people all around you. You know in your gut when you are lying, and you know in your gut when you are not. Discern between the two and keep practicing your authentic voice and back up your voice with true actions. So, there you have it. I hope you like this message, and if you do, or if you did, share the love and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to share with me your own aha moments, send me a quick message at Suzanne@revivewithtenergy.com. I love getting all of your emails. You all are so insightful and teach me a lot too. So until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye.